For the longest time, I thought that life insurance could only be used to leave money behind when you pass away. Now, if you are hearing that and thinking, well, yeah, how else could you use life insurance? I'm here to tell you that you can absolutely use life insurance while you are alive. Do not feel bad that I do not know this. I did not know this until I got my life insurance license, and many people don't know this as well. So in this video, I'm going to share some of my favorite ways to use life insurance while you're alive. This is not going to be an exhaustive video because that could possibly take hours. And I have a client call in 20 minutes, so this is going to just be the top highlights of the benefits that are most interesting to me. And maybe I'll make a part 2 or part 3 later with additional benefits as well. Now, not only did I not know that you could use life insurance while you're alive, I also did not get a life insurance policy until I got my life insurance license. And the main reason why I did not get a policy is because I just thought it was not a top priority for me because I don't have any dependents. I don't have a spouse. And so I was like, nobody depends on my money. So if I pass away, it's not a big deal. I have property. That property leaves plenty of assets for my siblings, for my parents. So it wasn't a priority for me to get life insurance. But one of the things I did not realize is that there are certain events that can take place while you're alive that allow you to actually cash out your life insurance policy, a portion of it or the whole thing. So one of my mentors, when I started, was sharing a story about one of his clients that called him because she wanted to cancel her policy. She had just had a stroke and she wasn't working. And so she had shared, I cannot afford to pay for this policy anymore, so why don't I go ahead and get rid of it? And what she did not realize is that her stroke actually was an event that qualified her to actually cash out her policy. So instead of her using that life insurance policy to just leave money behind for whoever was the beneficiary, her stroke actually allowed her to take money out of that policy, not take money out, let me rephrase that, cash out that policy, as in like get rid of the policy and actually get the money in hand as if she passed away, in order for her to actually use while she was alive. For myself, like I did not know that this was a possibility. And if my younger self knew this, I absolutely would have gotten a policy because I may not be worried about leaving money behind, like when I pass away, but because I'm by myself, because I don't have a spouse, like if I do not have income, I am kind of, let's say, screwed, right? And even for people that are married, I certainly know of couples where one person has gotten sick, one person has been unable to work, and because they rely so heavily on both incomes, like that person not being able to work drastically impacts their ability to continue living the life that they have. And sometimes everything just falls apart and they lose everything. Now, this benefit of a life insurance policy where somebody gets a heart attack, somebody gets a stroke, where even though technically they are able-bodied, right? They are not incapacitated. You can have a stroke and still be functioning fine, but technically that stroke gives you the ability to actually cash out your policy. Let me know in the comments if you knew that you could do this with a life insurance policy. Now, this benefit that I'm sharing is not available in every single policy. It's only available, to my knowledge, from one company, but it's a major reason why I picked this particular company for my policy that I built out. And this is being able to use your policy for fertility treatments. Now, with the first example that I gave you, you can take out a large chunk of your insurance policy and just cash it out and use that right now. With this example of using for fertility treatments, it is a small percentage of your policy that you can take and use like towards your fertility treatments. My friends that I know that have done IVF, it is ridiculously costly. So any kind of funds that I can potentially pull from if I need them, I will absolutely take them. And like the really exciting thing for me with this particular benefit is that there is no age limits for how old you have to be when you get the policy to use the benefit, or how old you have to be to use the benefit, right? So technically, if you're 50 and you want to have a baby and you need IVF treatments to make that happen, you can take funds from your policy to make that happen. I absolutely will be a geriatric mom, and I know several people who have had their first child over 40. And so for me, this benefit makes sense because I see the practical use of it from the people around me and also from my personal circumstance as well. It's nice to have it available in the event that you need it, but of course, if you don't use it, you don't get money back for not using it. Now, as somebody that is in my 40s, like there was a season of everybody getting married in my 20s, there was a season of everybody having kids in my 30s, and now I'm in the season of either my friends becoming geriatric moms or my friends getting divorced. And unfortunately, with the divorces that I've seen, things get really messy. And Benefit of having a life insurance policy, specifically one that you use as a savings vehicle, so a policy that you're able to stuff extra money in and save, is that in many states, that money is not subject to litigation. So what that means is that if you're getting divorced, if you're getting sued, that money in your life insurance policy cannot be touched. For most people, if you're getting married, you are not planning on getting divorced, so that's not a best use case. But if you're someone that is in industries where there's high rates of lawsuits. So if you're in the medical field, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, if you are a contractor, right, just in industries where people get sued more often than not, if your money is in the bank, well, that is subject to getting snagged. If you have assets in your name, that is subject to getting snagged as well. If your money is in life insurance, then that is going to be protected. It's kind of like having an offshore account, but it's actually just a life insurance policy, and that protects you from grubby hands in the courts getting your money. But honestly, in America, anybody can be sued for anything. And so if you have a large chunk of change that you want to protect, then a life insurance policy is a great place to hide that money. And while you're hiding your money in a life insurance policy, the good news is that it is not just sitting there and collecting dust. In fact, there are several benefits for having your money in a life insurance policy that I share in this video right here. The benefits are so wild that banks, corporations, and the 1% put their money in life insurance, and you know that there is no way that a corporation is going to do anything unless it is going to do some amazing things for the bottom line. So I'll see you in this video and I'll walk you through exactly why that is.